Let's get into tonight's action. Huge 9-game slate coming at you within the association. So let's hit the hardwood and get into tonight's games, okay? But first, before we get down into it, guys, let's recap last night's plays. All right, I thought we got out of there with 2 and 3 on the evening. Able to come home very easy with that Tobias Harris under PRA. Blowout fourth quarter, no fourth quarter minutes for Tobias. That was a very much easy bet. And the one I really liked, guys, was the Celtics team total against the Hawks. I really thought that they were going to be lax in defense, but just kind of laid a dud in the third quarter, and that really didn't let us get home. I think they finished with 125. We needed 129. I thought that one was good as gold at halftime. Basically 35, 35, 36 points in the other three quarters. But that was where we were at with those two, and as always, there was just the complete contrarian blowout that we did not get with the under coming out of the Charlotte game. Okay, so those are my 3 plays, 1 and 3 on the evening yesterday. But let's get into tonight's games because there are a lot of high-powered, like I said, a lot of stars coming out to play tonight. So let's break them all down for you guys in this video. All right, but first, before we get down into it, smash that like button, subscribe down below, and let me know, as always, guys, if you're fading me, tailing me, what your plays are. Always interested in some discussion and healthy banner down below in the comments. But let's get down into it, okay? First game, we're going to see the hot Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Never bet against a streak to end, and that's kind of where we're at tonight when we look into this matchup, all right? And you know, as always, guys, go Cavs. That's my squad. All right. And when we look at the Cavaliers, guys, 14 out of their last 15. The trek does not stop. Okay. But there's a few stats we want to go over here in this video. This is where we look at back-to-backs, guys. And these teams are pretty much all evenly matched as we look into some of the betting statistics and the trend lines that lie within. But the Cavs in their last... the Cavs, though, have been a very good cover team, 27 and 21 on the season, right? 56% covering that spread. And this is what's very interesting, guys. When they play each other, Brooklyn is very much head-to-head with the Cavaliers, but this is what's interesting. 2 and 5, second game of a back-to-back. Okay, so that rest metric at 28% versus a 50% metric within the net. So I'm going to be laying off this game, but if you did want to get behind the surging Cleveland Cavaliers, I would not be... scared to take that 5.5, whatever you can find in the market. But the money early is coming in on Brooklyn. I think people are just gearing up for a little bit of reversion to the mean, okay? And secondly, this will be one of my official plays where we get into the Dallas Mavericks taking on the New York Knicks, okay? Now, what's important about this game, guys, this is where we look into the injury report, right? Kyrie's questionable. We see a lot of questionable statuses on the Knicks as well. Also, we got Luka Doncic is on their report. So this is one where I'm going to be watching right up till lock. There's a rumor out there that Jalen Brunson may not play. So this is one where I'm going to lock in early. We see a little bit of a line movement within this injury report. Having a roll, I think we got up to, it was 1.5, and now we're seeing Dallas -2. So I'm going to take that -2 with Dallas. I'm going to get in there early. A little bit of a chalky play, but I think that's something where, the Knicks, as strong as they are, minus Randall, no answer for Luka. I think I'm going to take the Dallas Mavericks -2, lock it in. Okay. And then third, we're going to get into a couple other games. I'm not going to break them all down for you guys. I want to just point out some of the betting trends and where the money is moving within these contests. So if you guys are interested in them, feel free. Let me know what you guys are doing. Minnesota at Milwaukee. That is a absolute no play for me. It's a fishy line. It smells. That is where we see Milwaukee laying 1 at home. And I'm not into these small home favorites because we all know what's going on with Milwaukee. Minnesota, one of the best teams that kind of is quietly going under the radar. Just too much of a coin flip for me, and I'm not in the business of betting on, probably one of the top 5 players in the NBA at home, okay, with such a small number. It's just a little fishy, so we're going to do a fish alert on that one. Chicago, Memphis, another no play for me. Memphis, until they get healthy, that is a definite no play. Within even being at home, we look at Chicago coming to town. That's just a no play across the board, okay? Now, Utah and Phoenix, guys, that's a very interesting game. I want to get into that. Utah laying 6.5 on the road at Phoenix, okay? And we need to talk about it because Utah has been covering some numbers, right? It's not flashy, it's not sexy, but they are covering some numbers. And after a day off, guys, 60% against the spread. And look at the day off for the Phoenix Suns. 17, 25, and 1. Okay, so this could be a spot where if you want to get behind the Utah Jazz, this is a I don't want to say a buy low spot because they're still getting 6.5 on the road, but it's something where you look at Phoenix. Phoenix has that potential to come out and blow out any team by 20 plus points. But I just don't see it with Utah. All right, I think Utah is quietly one of those teams that they get my money on a regular basis, and this is something where Phoenix is hosting them, and I could see Utah covering this number, especially late, close game, knotted up. We saw that with Oklahoma City a little bit earlier in the week, able to cash that ticket. So just an interesting lean, not a play for me. But then we're going to go out west, stay out west for the Denver Nuggets taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, Lakers getting now 3.5. That's a lot. That number has moved up since the 3 of open. This is where we look into my final play of the evening. And if you had to ask me for a lean, guys, as always, the Lakers, I'm in the business of fading the injury report, but they have not played yesterday, so LeBron, AD, both going to be healthy in this contest, but this is a preview and kind of a foreshadowing of what we saw last year in the NBA playoffs. This is a heated game. This is going to be one that I'm definitely going to be tuning in on. 10 o'clock, TNT, can't miss this one. But we look at this breakdown and what we got going on in this game. This is definitely going to be a game where I think we got to fade the Stars. And it's not so much where we're going to take a side in this one. I'm going to the under. I'm taking the under 230 in this contest. I love Denver's defense. I know they're on the road. I know they're a Jekyll and Hyde home versus road splits. But when we talk about some of the numbers within Denver where they face these high-powered offenses, they really play a different style of ball. And this is the spread where we look at this, and it would lean towards taking the Lakers plus 3.5 at home. But in that scenario, guys, I still don't see it. So I really don't want to bet against Denver. I hate doing that because they are, in my opinion, one of the class teams, if not the number one team in the NBA. Just kind of how I feel about it, right? Rode them all the way last year. Huge odds, MVP odds. Did not come out, but when Jokic's MVP year, that ticket was able to cash, as well as getting some good championship future money within the Denver Nuggets last year. Very strong play for me. So I'm a little bit biased when it comes to Denver, especially going against the Lakers. I'm kind of a fade the Lakers kind of guy, but this is where we're at, and this is where we look at the over/under splits, guys. You got to look at this number leaning towards the under, and that's what I'm going to be taking. Under 230, lock it in. I think it's going to even go a little bit lower, but Lakers at home, 10-14, 41%, so 59% to the under, as well as the Lakers. As well as the Nuggets on the road. That's going to be a 64% to the under on the road, 9-16-1 to the over. And that's kind of where we're at. I really, really like the under in this game. I think we're going to get a close one, but it's not so much where I'm comfortable taking that over 230. I really, truly feel like both teams will be a little bit more rested, playing a little bit more defense. I think they're going to be a little bit more hungry in this contest. They're going to want it, okay? So that's why I like the under 230 in the Denver Lakers game. Dallas -2, taking on the Knicks, as well as Golden State Warriors, guys. This is the final play of the evening, guys. Too many points. And I know everybody wants to bang the overs. That's just not my style, and that's probably one of the number one rules in sports gambling and handicapping is when you really become an unders player, that's when you start to really see some tickets cash. And it doesn't mean just go blindly bet unders, but it means if you look for games that are going to hit unders and you do your analysis and breakdown and you try to find true unders, anti-public unders, that's when you're really going to start cashing tickets, right? Everybody loves an over. Everybody loves rooting for an over. But guys, it's simply not the case. And this will be my final play of the evening. Golden State Warriors under 250.5, just way too many points. Halliburton is still on a minutes restriction, but I do want to point out one quick tidbit. If you guys are into PRAs and you want to look for a good one out there, Halliburton is ramping up almost 30 minutes in the last contest. He was able to get 38 points, rebounds, and assists in any game that he's played 32 minutes per game in those contests. Okay, that was his average, right? He is a baller. This is a game where Golden State is going to play no defense, although not playing fourth quarter against the Philadelphia 76ers. This is something where they're on a back-to-back on a road trip. A lot of people like the Pacers in this spot. I'm going to go with the under 250, and I would not be upset if anybody wanted to play on Halliburton getting his minutes restriction lifted and ramping up, getting that over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Because, guys, if he was healthy, that number is way too low. So that one's smelly a little bit to me as well. So if you guys want to play that PRA over 30.5, that is just a lean. But it's something that definitely catches my eye as well. So those are my 3 plays. Just to recap: Golden State under 250.5, Dallas -2, and the Denver Nuggets under 230. So that about wraps it up for me today as we get into Thursday, February 8th, NBA picks and predictions for the Better Mark. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Make sure you all subscribe down below. Really helps us out here on YouTube, as well as every single day. You guys get the picks, you guys get the plays, you guys get the analysis. Never miss a beat when we talk all sports, not just the NBA here on the channel. But I thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.